Good morning or good afternoon, and welcome to the Year 11 Geography Parents' Evening. Today I'm going to be going through some key information for you and your children. However, if you'd like individual feedback or if you have any questions, please contact your child's class teacher via any of the emails below. If you're not sure which teacher to contact, just contact me on j.rogers@ormistonvictoryacademy.co.uk and I'll be able to put you in the right direction. So, firstly, evidence. What evidence is required for geography over the next coming weeks for us as teachers to come out with grades that we think reflect your child's progress and attainment? All pupils will be selecting or have already selected 3 pieces of evidence that shows their prior attainment of their grade. So this will essentially will be in the form of previous assessments taken in class during units of work. So it could be, for example, their rivers and coasts end of unit. It could be a midpoint that we've taken in class over the last couple of years, or it could be either of their mocks that they've already taken. And we will use their chosen assessment and the grade they got from that assessment to help make our decisions on pupils' grades. So, for example, the table shown on screen here shows 3 pieces of evidence: an ecosystems end of unit, a physical paper, so that will be a mock that this person has chosen to use, and then a rivers end of unit as well. So if this person got, let's say, for example, grade 5 in each of those pieces of evidence, then that will demonstrate to us as teachers that that is the grade that they potentially would have got if they sat their GCSEs in normal circumstances. But this is not all we're using. We're using other things as well, but this is going to sort of form the backdrop. Teachers will also mark and use grades from people's chosen sections that they're going to take over the coming weeks. So over the coming weeks, pupils are going to sit 2 assessments, 2 exams. One will be paper 1 and one will be paper 2. Now everyone has already chosen what they're going to be doing. So for example, for paper 1, pupils won't be sitting the entire paper, but they'll be sitting one section from it. So they might have chosen rivers and coasts, they might have chosen weather hazards, or they may have chosen ecosystems, biodiversity and management. But these essentially will be taken in exam conditions in class, and they will also help us form our decisions on pupils' grades. Now, once these assessments have been taken, there will be opportunity for pupils to resit and improve their grade if possible. So, once we have all pieces of evidence, this will form the portfolio that we're going to use to assess each pupil's grade. So, for example, evidence 1, 2, and 3, as I showed you before in the previous slide. For argument's sake, I've put into this table that the pupil has attained a grade 5, a grade 4+, and a grade 5. They've then taken their physical and human paper and they've attained 2 grade 5s. So the final assessment grade that the teacher is going to give that pupil would be a grade 5, because that's what the evidence indicates that pupil's progress at. So what can your child do in the coming weeks to help improve their grades and give them the best chances of success? Well, we're going to be sitting the 2 exams in the next 3 weeks, so it's really important that revision is continuing, and you give yourselves the best chance to get the best attainment that you can. Seneca Learn is something that you will have used in class before, and if not, you'll probably use it in the future, but it's a really good resource that you can use to help you revise. Knowledge organisers. You have access to all these knowledge organisers. They should be on your class charts, and so you can use those to really give yourself specific revision tasks. Perhaps you can make flashcards or create a quiz, or give the knowledge organisers to a friend or a family member, and they can test you on your knowledge. These knowledge organisers are obviously really good because they're created by us, and so they're specific to your unit of study, particularly case studies for your units. These knowledge organisers will have that information on there, and so if you're not sure about any specific details in relation to case studies, these are the places to go and find them. Also, just general revision sheets that you will have been given in class and you'll have access to online as well through class charts. These are really helpful. The ones that are most commonly used will have various questions on them, which you should try and answer from memory. And then if you're unable to do that, you can then go and research the answer and add it in. That process of trying to recall information first before going back, looking at the notes and then adding it in is really helpful in allowing you to remember information, recall that information as if you were in an exam situation. Remember that in an exam, that's essentially what you'll be doing, trying to recall information and add it into a question in a structured way. So these are really, really useful revision uses. So just a few golden rules for when revising at home over the coming couple of weeks. Always try and keep a positive mindset. Try not to get bogged down in maybe something you're not sure on, or something you think is not going very well. Try and keep positive. The whole point of revision is that you're trying to get better at remembering and recalling information. So don't worry too much if you have to go through the process to get to the point where you think you can recall something. Always try and actively revise. So never just read notes. Don't just pick up the knowledge organisers and read through them. Always try and do something. Now that can be in the form of creating quizzes. It can be in the form of quizzing yourselves. Flashcards is something that I've always used as a useful form of revision. But always try and do something to get your brain engaged and make yourself really think about the information that you're reading. Transforming information is also really, really useful. So, for example, if I keep using the knowledge organisers as our example here, create mind maps, change the information into a mind map format, potentially use a Venn diagram or a flow chart. Anything where you're transforming information to look different is a really good way of revising, and it's going to be useful, again, for you to recall and remember information for your exams. Finally, use your lesson notes. They're a brilliant resource and they were created by you. You created those notes and you created them under the guidance of your teachers, so they're really, really bespoke and tailored to you, and therefore they're good revision resources for you to use. So, in between your assessments, we will be revising in class, so it's really important that you use that structured 2 hours or structured hour constructively. You will have the benefit of a subject expert in the room, your teacher, and so use them wherever needed. All right? If you revise from home and you come up with a few questions, or you think, oh, I'm not really sure about that, ask your teacher. They will be able to help you and correct any misconceptions or add any knowledge that you might not already have. So use that 2 hours or that hour in class really, really well to give yourselves the best chance of producing some good revision and improving your assessment grades. Okay, so improving your grades and resitting. Following your 2 exams, so following your paper 1 and paper 2 exams, you will have the opportunity to improve your grade, and that will be through targeted feedback. So your teacher will mark your assessments and will come up with feedback resources that's tailored to what we feel you need to do more of or change in order to improve your grade. So use that time well in order to do that. Following those feedback times, that improvement time, you will have the opportunity to resit your assessments. And you'll have to do that under exam conditions as you did before, but that's your opportunity to improve your grade. All right, you may have come across a misconception and you've improved that, and then you can improve your grade in the following exam. Now don't worry, if you resit your assessment and you come out with a grade that's not as good, we'll go with the first one. But it's just a chance to give you to go back and have another go at it if you need to improve your grade. Okay, so additional support. Any additional support that your child is usually entitled to, they'll get this in classroom as well. So for example, extra time or a blue overlay, whatever it may be, your child will have access to that in the classroom as they would in normal exam circumstances. But if you have any questions about that or any concerns, please do get in touch and we can try and sort that out for you and give you some clarifications. Okay, so if you have any questions about the next couple of weeks or your child in geography, please do not hesitate to email and let us know. We'll be able to give you some individual feedback and we'll be able to talk specifically about your child's circumstance and what they can do specifically to improve. So please, if you would like that feedback, get in touch with your class teacher and they'll be able to help you. Again, if you're not sure your class teacher, get in touch with me, J.Rogers, and I'll be able to point you in the right direction. Thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you soon.